Caitlin Clark is considering Angel Reese's former friend, who has now become her rival, as the ideal teammate for the Indiana Fever. Reese has had an action-packed year, successfully completing her studies at Louisiana State University and achieving the notable accomplishment of being selected as the 7th overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft. The 22-year-old joined the Chicago Sky and garnered attention for her standout performances, placing her as a strong candidate for the Rookie of the Year award, which was ultimately won by Clark. Throughout the year, there has been a prominent focus on comparing the power forward and point guard roles of Clark, with the standout player leading her team to the playoffs, while Reese's injury has posed challenges for the struggling Sky team. Reese and her former LSU teammate Flaugy Johnson may have their rivalry renewed, as Johnson is being encouraged to join Clark at the Fever. Johnson, a rising junior at Baton Rouge, is a standout figure in the realm of women's collegiate basketball. The 21-year-old athlete competed alongside Reese at LSU for 2 seasons, culminating in a shared NCAA championship victory in 2023. Recently, the former SEC Rookie of the Year made headlines by disclosing her romantic involvement with Stephanie White, the new head coach of the Fever. Johnson discussed the Fever's hire of White to replace Christy Side this month, mentioning that she had hoped to bring White on board during her tenure as the head coach at Vanderbilt. Johnson mentioned his admiration for the Indiana Fever's choice of Stephanie White as their head coach. "I am quite fond of that. I perceive her as a coach who is supportive and connected to her players. I vividly recall the moment she recruited me at Vanderbilt. I thought to myself, I admire this woman." She expressed her desire to perform for her, which ultimately led to her departure from Vanderbilt University. "If she had chosen to remain, I would have likely seriously considered Vanderbilt." Johnson's statement has generated excitement among Fever fans, who eagerly anticipate a potential backcourt collaboration with the talented Clark. If the move happens, she will emerge as a significant competitor to her former teammate Reese, whose relationship with her has soured earlier this year. Reese had previously spoken highly of Johnson, stating in July, "She has achieved numerous remarkable feats. Witnessing her continued success reminds me of when we were together last year." However, the mutual respect and friendship between them seems to have faded, as Reese omitted Johnson from her list of favorite college basketball players during a discussion with NBA legend Dwayne Wade. Amid speculation of escalating tension, the mothers of 2 former teammates engaged in a public exchange on social media. Reese's mother made a subtle yet direct comment on Instagram aimed at Johnson's mother, Kia Brooks, regarding grammatical errors and text messages. In response, Brooks mentioned Reese's daughter's low grade point average. "Cease engaging in petty, insincere, and hostile behavior, and assume accountability for your actions and those of your daughter." Johnson initially discussed the changing dynamics of her friendship with Reese in early September, revealing, "Angel and I are not as tight as we once were. However, I wholeheartedly support her with unwavering commitment. I felt a sense of pride seeing her excel in the WNBA and setting records." Johnson's mother has expressed her daughter's preference to join the Los Angeles Sparks over the Sky in the WNBA. Despite Caitlin Clark's impressive rookie season in the WNBA, not everyone has been impressed. The 22-year-old achieved numerous records in 2024 and was subsequently selected for the league's All-Star team. The Indiana Fever athlete is now a sought-after target for the new 3x3 unrivaled competition. However, her decision on accepting a lucrative offer is still pending. Despite this, she remained active during the offseason by attending the NBA game between the Indiana Pacers and New York Knicks on Sunday. Clark, a graduate of Iowa College, witnessed the Pacers' 132-121 victory. Despite her popularity with the home crowd for her appearance, commentator Walt Frazier did not share the same enthusiasm. When Mike Green pointed out Caitlin Clark sitting courtside, Frazier, a sports icon himself, appeared unimpressed. "She appears less intimidating than expected. I am capable of intervening," he stated. He proceeded to chuckle after making his comment, indicating that he may not have been earnest in his teasing. Green praised Frazier, stating, "When you give her a ball, she shines on the court." Frazier is revered as a legendary figure in his sport for leading the Knicks to championships in 1970 and 1973. In 2021, he was selected for the NBA's 75th anniversary team and has emerged as a respected commentator. He has expressed admiration for Clark, who set WNBA records for assists in a season and game, and surpassed the rookie scoring record this year. In addition to watching men's games, she has also dedicated the winter break to excelling in another sport. This month, she will be making her debut on the LPGA Tour at the Pelican Golf Club in Florida, where she will be competing in the Pro-Am event alongside some of the world's top players. The Annika-driven event is being orchestrated by Swedish legend Annika Sorenstam, who has praised Clark's participation as remarkable. However, rumors regarding her participation in Unrivaled are steadily increasing in the meantime. President Alex Basil has made it clear that there is a spot open for point guard Caitlin Clark on the Fever team, as her teammates Aaliyah Boston and Lexi Hull have already signed up. "We will always make room for Caitlin Clark on our roster," he stated. "Our defensive strategy does not involve implementing a traditional full-court press as commonly perceived by many. She is being given time to relax and unwind from her basketball activities. She is aware that a spot is reserved for her when she is prepared." Upon achieving superstar status, there is an inevitable desire for people to uncover every detail about you, stories, photographs, and any content that encapsulates the initial phases of success. In the case of Caitlin Clark, the same principle applies. Recall the popular childhood photo of dedicated Kansas City Chiefs fan Clark, exuberantly cheering at her second Final Four, which captivated a large audience and garnered widespread attention. The phenomenon resurfaces as a photograph of a young Caitlin emerges online. One fan described the bob cut seen on CC as a child in this photo as diabolical. For those familiar with her as a standout athlete in Iowa and a rising star in the WNBA today, this rare look into her childhood serves as a nostalgic reminder of her beginnings. Hailing from Des Moines, Clark's passion for basketball is not a coincidence but rather a natural part of her upbringing. Iowa boasts a rich basketball heritage, with renowned players such as Harrison Barnes, Fred Hoiberg, Machine Gun Molly Bolin, and Nick Collison hailing from the state. Brent Clark, the father of the individual involved, has first-hand knowledge of the profound extent to which the family's roots in sports, specifically basketball and baseball, are embedded. "During my time in elementary school, attending the girls' state basketball tournament was considered a popular activity. Every school teacher in Iowa had a bracket on their door, reflecting a culture of support that is deeply rooted in the state." Despite being immersed in this tradition, CC was experienced in battling her own challenges on the court. According to her grandfather's recollection, 5-year-old Caitlin fearlessly confronted a larger boy in her youth league. With her father acting as her coach, the recipient of the 2024 Rookie of the Year award was brought to the brink of tears by the relentless roughness displayed by this child. However, following a brief pause, she returned to the court with determination, not to win points, but to impart a valuable lesson. She confidently pushed him out of bounds, then stood over him as if to convey the message, "Challenge me at your own risk." In that moment, her grandparents recognized her exceptional abilities. Clark's childhood bravery seems to have continued into her professional life, enabling her to break records during her first season with the Indiana Fever. Despite her accomplishments, fans continue to derive great happiness from this nostalgic image. The responses elicited by the childhood photo of Clark are invaluable. Prior to her remarkable achievements in the WNBA and standout performances for the Iowa Hawkeyes, she was simply a quintessential Iowa youth. Midwesterners consistently emphasize that certain actions or traditions are unique to their region. One fan humorously noted, "Growing up in Iowa meant enduring 2 to 3 questionable haircuts. I don't make the rules," Clark emphasized, solidifying her identity as a true Iowan. In a sarcastic remark, it was noted, "No wonder she's so mentally tough." While the Hooper has demonstrated resilience, fans perceive overcoming this haircut as her most challenging feat. Simultaneously, many fans are expressing their adoration for the childhood photo. Caitlin Clark's rookie season with the Indiana Fever was a standout performance. However, one NBA legend humorously remarked that she may not be seen as particularly formidable. The 22-year-old was the first overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft following an impressive collegiate career at Iowa and success in various FIBA events at the under-19 and under-16 levels. After a dynamic debut season in Indiana, she earned the title of WNBA Rookie of the Year by setting new records and leading her team to their first playoff appearance since 2016. Despite only being a professional for one season, Clyde Frazier noted Clark's abundance of prestige, humorously implying that she may not have impressed him as much as she has impressed others. Observing Clark during her courtside appearance at the New York Knicks' recent 132-121 loss to Indiana, Mr. Cool remarked, "She appears less intimidating than expected. I was able to prevent her from advancing." Legendary play-by-play commentator Mike Breen shared a laugh before responding, "Just give her a basketball, she is truly breathtaking to watch." Naismith Memorial Hall of Famer Walt Frazier had a successful tenure with the New York Knicks from 1967 to 1977, earning 7 NBA All-Star honors and seeing his number 10 jersey retired following 2 championship victories for the team in 1970 and 1973. The Knicks have only won 2 NBA championships in their history, and these titles stand as their sole victories in the league. The point guard joined the Cleveland Cavaliers in 1977, playing 66 games over 3 seasons before retiring due to foot injuries. Clark dominated the competition, earning 66 out of 67 votes to be named the WNBA's Rookie of the Year, with the remaining vote going to Angel Reese of the Chicago Sky. Her stellar performance set records and propelled the Fever to an action-packed season on the courts. The young athlete established a total of 11 records, notably achieving the highest number of assists in a single season, 337, and in a single game, 19. The WNBA standout was seen sitting courtside at the Pacers vs. Knicks game over the weekend with her partner Connor McCaffrey, a former team assistant at Indiana University who is now a basketball coach at Butler University. The duo crossed paths while attending the University of Iowa, where McCaffrey obtained bachelor's degrees in finance and political science upon graduating in May. McCaffrey, like Clark, was a college basketball player, joining as a highly rated recruit in 2017 and earning several notable achievements during his time on the court. Sources confirm that he has been recognized as a 5-time Academic All-Big Ten honoree, a 2-time Academic All-District First-Teamer, and an NABC Honors Court honoree. "I plan on pursuing a career as a professional golfer," Caitlin Clark humorously declared following the Indiana Fever's elimination in Round 1 of the playoffs. It is surprising to see her level of dedication. Constantly seeking solace on the golf course, the Rookie of the Year is fully invested in preparing for the upcoming Pro-Am tournament, the Annika. She will have the opportunity to compete with elite players in the sport such as Annika Sorenstam and Nelly Korda at the Fever No. Player 22 will be taking a well-deserved hiatus from basketball while maintaining an active lifestyle. Now, the inquiry remains, will Clark be awarded a monetary prize if her competitive spirit prevails and she emerges victorious? In the Annika tournament sponsored by Gamebridge, the Fever Guard will collaborate with 2 renowned golfers. The Pro-Am component involves pairing an amateur player with a professional, where Clark will have the opportunity to tee off alongside 2 different professionals. The front 9 will be played alongside world number 1 Nelly Korda, while the back 9 will be played with the host of the event. Unfortunately, despite the competitive hooper emerging victorious, CC will not be entitled to any portion of the $3.25 million prize money. The reason for this is due to her status as a celebrity. As stated on the Annika website, a total purse of $3.25 million will be divided among the victorious competitors. This represents one of the largest totals ever achieved by the LPGA Tour. In 2022, the total prize money amounted to $2 million, with the champion earning $300,000 following the LPGA's 15% payout distribution. The purse for this year remains consistent with last year at $3.25 million. The winner will receive a cash prize of $487,500. Nevertheless, the winnings are not claimed by any celebrities participating in the event. One player in the final match. Lilia Vu, a talented golfer from Iowa who has been playing since childhood, will participate in her second Pro-Am event. Previously, she took part in the John Deere Classic Pro-Am in 2023 as a member of Hawkeye. Following her defeat to LSU's Angel Reese in the finals, Clark found solace at the TPC Deere Run for a basketball hiatus, a pattern she is repeating during her current off-season. Initially framed as a means to take a break from the gym, sports remained an essential component for Clark despite her coach's advice. It allows you to unwind, engage in activities you truly enjoy, and bask in the tranquility of being with friends or by yourself, explained Clark in an interview with Golf Digest last year. "I enjoy taking a break from reality. And just like Tiger Woods, fans love to watch her play on the greens too." Number 4 at TPC Deere Run had a large following. Last year, the event likely drew a large crowd due to its close proximity to Des Moines. However, this year, due to the unusual timing of her game, some fans may have the opportunity to watch her on television. The Pro-Am event kicks off the day after Caitlin Clark's appearance, which is on November 14. Scheduled for Wednesday at 7 a.m., she will be on the course, although her round was not originally intended for broadcast to fans unable to attend the Pelican Golf Club during the week. The majority of Clark's supporters. In response to overwhelming demand, individuals began contacting the LPGA directly, prompting a response from the organization. According to Sports Business Journal's Josh Carpenter, the LPGA will begin live-streaming golfer Clark's range warm-up, in addition to the official tournament social channels. In addition, there will be an interactive walk and talk interview during the event, as well as a 90-minute early broadcast of Golf Today at 11 a.m. ET. On Wednesday, November the 13th meeting will also be held. The impact of the Caitlin Clark effect is reaching beyond the basketball court once more. A significant audience is expected to attend the Women's Leadership Summit panel, where the Indiana star will be seen alongside renowned golfers Annika Sorenstam and Nelly Korda. Nebraska's passion for collegiate volleyball is undeniable. Supporters of the Nebraska Huskers are vocal in their unwavering support for the team when they face off against their NCAA rivals. The team's most recent match against the Washington Huskies was no exception. John Cook's team achieved its 18th clean sweep of the season on November 9, overpowering the Washington squad. Nevertheless, Nebraska fans still had a lingering dissatisfaction. The Huskers are currently experiencing a phenomenal streak in the Big Ten Conference. With an impeccable 14-0 record, the 2023 NCAA runners-up team is determined to clinch the championship this season. However, tensions arose following their triumph at the Alaska Airlines Arena. One interviewer suggested that Huskers fans were experiencing the Caitlin Clark effect. However, the volleyball-savvy Lincoln loyalist said nothing but praise for Washington's milestone in the match. The official Big Ten Volleyball X account reported that the sold-out match between Nebraska and Washington took place in front of 9,768 fans in Seattle last weekend. The ticket prices for matches at the Alaska Airlines Arena range from $35 to $175, with an average price of $100. With a sold-out venue, last Saturday's match has the potential to have raised $976,800. Nebraska Huskers fans are quick to recognize and celebrate significant achievements like this. The attendance at the most recent match exceeded the previous record set in 2014 when the Huskies played Stanford, with 8,648 attendees. The defeat to second-ranked Nebraska was a tough pill to swallow, but the Washington team was delighted to witness their fans come out in large numbers to show their support. However, this did not completely avoid the controversy that arose. When confronted with the Caitlin Clark reference, experienced volleyball coach John Cook skillfully navigated the statement and instead praised the Nebraska Huskers fans for filling the arena on Saturday. Now, new fans have reappeared to definitively settle the ongoing debate.